And we got 2 new weapons, actually. So first, we got the short sword. It's a normal sword. You know, it gets a little bit more damage and some range. But then, for some reason, Konami was like, wait a minute, guys. What if we give them a 2-handed weapon, so you can't use anything in your left hand? It does less damage than your bare hands, gives you a little bit more reach than the short sword, but sometimes when you swing it, you can't actually use it. See? And I don't know why Konami did that. I think it's really dumb. Sometimes I just stick with the bare hands, but we'll just go ahead and use weapons for this playthrough. Now, our candles haven't been dropping anything, but with this, the Cube of Zoe, candles start to drop things like hearts and money and sub-weapons, and I think yeah, and that's it. So we can actually see in our relics that shows up here. We can actually toggle it on and off. I don't know why you'd really want to toggle this off. I mean, I guess if you wanted to make it a little bit harder, so you're not getting hearts and stuff, but I never do. I never mess with the relics, except for the familiars, which are technically relics as well, and you can only have one at a time. Other than that, I usually don't go into the relic menu at all. Got some more skeletons. Our first actual area of the game, the Alchemy Laboratory. Pressure plates, spikes. Got a new item, a hide cuirass. Gives us a little bit more defense. Unfortunately, we can't actually see what it looks like on Alucard because the only thing we can customize in this game is the cape. Here we get our first shield of the game. Now, the shields don't actually protect you from, like, touching enemies. Like, for example, if I walk into this enemy, I take 2 damage. And it's the same damage even if I had, if I don't have the shield up. What the shield is good for, besides giving us a natural defense increase, it lets us block projectiles. Although most projectiles you can actually just break with your sword. So I'm retarded and can't seem to do that. But don't mind me. I swear I'm good at this game. Down there was an area we can't access unless we want to fiddle with a puzzle, but it's not really worth it. Our first sub-weapon, the knife. Spend a heart, throw a knife. It's as simple as that. And here we have some secret walls. Now, this isn't going to be a 100% run, like explore every room and everything, but I do like to explore a lot, so the rooms that I do know they're here, like 100%, like these 2, I'll go ahead and break. I will be doing all the bosses because I enjoy most of the bosses in this game, so really it's just a small bonus to me. We got a life up, which, just like the heart max up, gives us more maximum HP. And it also fully heals you, which is interesting, unlike the heart max up. Oh, sorry. Got a new enemy, the Spittlebone. Those things that he's dripping down is poison. It doesn't look like it, but it will poison you. And poison in this game works a little bit differently than in most games, where it doesn't drain your HP slowly. Instead, what it does is actually makes all your stats go down, so it's like a weakening poison, not like a lethal poison. So, because of that, it's not nearly as bad as other Castlevania games when you get poisoned and it actually is slowly killing you, because sometimes it can actually mean the difference between you dying. Well, in this game you can just wait it out, because I don't think any bosses poison you. So if, like, the Spittlebones poisons you, you can just walk away from it and let your poison tick down and wear off. Well, as opposed to other Castlevania games, you're slowly going to be dying. So it doesn't matter if you walk away from the enemy or not, your HP is still going to get lower. So you might as well keep fighting it while you're healthy. So I don't think poison can kill you in any of the Castlevania games where it does damage. Oh, I feel like I'm doing awful. Now, I don't think there is, but just want to double check because I forget these all the time. No, there isn't. Okay. We have another save room. Go ahead and save. Oh, I hate being sick. Then we'll go up here. Now, with this Let's Play, it shouldn't actually take that long to beat. Now, here we have the next sub-weapon, the axe, by the way. And you spend 4 hearts, you toss an axe. Most of these are very simple. But with this Let's Play, it shouldn't actually take me that long to beat. So, hopefully unlike the other Let's Plays that I started, even if I like fuck up or... well, not I fuck up, but like the capture software fucks up and I lose a bunch of progress. It won't be that hard to get back here because this game's actually pretty easy when you know what you're doing. And you played it as many times as I have. But also, once you know what you're doing, it doesn't take nearly as long as when you're running it blind and you don't know where you're going. So our first boss is Slogra, the green chicken man there with the spear, and Gabon, the purple flying dinosaur. Ooh. So, as you can see, he shoots projectiles from his spear as well. Now, if you hit Slogra, you'll send him flying for some reason, and Gabon will be like, "Don't hit my buddy, I'll pick him up." But it's bad because it lets you get free hits on both of them. I never really understood it. And actually, usually I kill Slogra first, but it was actually enraged Gabon. They both have 2 stages. Gabon's fire becomes a lot bigger, and Slogra, when he loses his axe, will start to use his beak to fight, but he loses projectile. Oh. Alright, we're done. We're both dead. That took a lot more effort than it usually does. We got life max up. Every boss, besides a few of them, usually just give you a life max up as a reward for beating them. And we can continue on our way. A bloody zombie here. I wonder why they call him a bloody zombie, am I right? Now, this way leads to a side passage with these elevators. These slow-ass elevators that for some reason Dracula decided to put into his castle. Because it's like, you know what? I can just fly, I don't really need elevators. So, if my servants need to do something, I'll make them do it slowly. Great thinking, Dracula. And you got some cool sunglasses. Cool looking sunglasses. Oh wait, that drops our intellect? No thank you. I didn't even realize that last time. Oh well. Let's keep going. I wish I could just, like, drop through that platform. Come on, let's go. Let me out. And we break this cannon, and we get a Baslard, which is really like a fist weapon, but does a little bit more damage than your bare hands. As you can see, it does like the same animation as your fist, but adds a little bit of range. So it does less damage than the short sword, but I'll go ahead and stick with it for a little bit. As we can see here, this is where the elevator was with the 2 red skeletons that I told you about earlier. And that's why I didn't want to deal with the puzzle, where if you break them at a certain point and lift the elevator up just enough that you can get up there instead of having to go through the boss and then down this way through this elevator. But I just go. Usually I skip this elevator entirely because I don't care for the sunglasses or the weapon. But I decided to just go ahead and show you guys things that aren't like really annoying to do. Which there isn't actually that much stuff that's like annoying as far as out of the way goes. On the bright side, we can break these torches a little bit faster. Another thing is, like, yeah, it does less damage than the short sword, but the added attack speed that you get from it really evens it out, and that's why I usually stick with the fist weapon. Like, the bare hands Or soon we're going to be getting a new fist weapon. And you just stick with those two for the entire game, because their attack speed is a lot faster than most weapons. But then eventually you get up to certain weapons that their damage is just so high that it doesn't matter what the DPS on other weapons are, you just take the high damage sometimes. Making short work of these zombies though. Next up we have the diamond. I don't know if it's called anything else, but I just call it the diamond. You know, you spend 2 hearts and I just performed the ghost spell by accident. Summons a little ball of whatever. I guess ectoplasm. And then does a little bit of damage, it's alright. Next we have what I like to call the hand. I don't really know what this is. Looks like I throw salt at people. Not entirely sure. But forget about that because we get the best sub-weapon in the game, the holy water.